Let's go live to Jerusalem, where AP journalist Sam Mednick is standing by. Sam, thank you for being with us. The Israeli military is moving deeper and deeper into Gaza. What can you tell us about their advance?
Israel's military has fully encircled the city of Gaza. This is where Israel says is Hamas's epicenter of operations. It's where they have their key infrastructure. The military said that their troops are now engaged in face-to-face combat. When it needs it, it calls on airstrikes as well as shelling for support. Videos shown by Israel's military, you can see troops and tanks going through grasslands, heading towards what appear to be bombed-out buildings. But Israel has said that it has taken a toll. There are approximately 24 soldiers who have been killed since the beginning of this offensive. Hamas, in the meantime, says that it is striking back. It said on Friday that it killed several Israeli soldiers and damaged some of its tanks and other infrastructures. Hamas has also accused Israel of striking the entrance of 3 hospitals in Gaza City. One of the hospitals, the Al-Shifa hospital, Hamas says that it struck an ambulance while staff were taking patients to that ambulance and other cars to go to the Al Rafah crossing and to go into Egypt. Israel, however, says that Hamas uses these hospitals as well as other buildings for its operations and that it uses the civilians as human shields.
Now let's talk about those casualties. What about the humanitarian situation in Gaza?
The humanitarian situation is catastrophic. The Ministry of Health, which is run by Hamas, said that more than 9,000 people have been killed since the beginning of the conflict. More than 1.5 million people have been internally displaced, and that there are currently hundreds of thousands of people still sheltering in the north where the biggest activities are taking place, and they haven't moved to the south, even though Israel has told them to get there. Aid workers say that it's harder and harder to get assistance into the north of the country, and it's getting harder for people to leave. The United Nations said that in recent days, 4 of its schools, which had turned into shelters, were hit by strikes, and it killed 24 people. People say they're running out of food, they're running out of water, and they're running out of fuel, which is critical to power generators and for medical staff to be able to operate on the injured.
Now, you're there in the region. The Hezbollah leader made his first public remarks since the Hamas strike on Israel. What did he say?
Right, these were Hassan Nasrallah's first public remarks since the war began. He said that his militias were engaged in unprecedented cross-border fighting with Israel and Lebanon. While he said that the situation could escalate, but he refrained from saying that his troops were going to become fully engaged. However, he did say that the fighting might not remain exactly as it is now. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Fear of the possibility that this front could escalate or go into full war, or that this front could lead to a wider war. It is a realistic possibility and it may happen. The enemy must do its calculations, and they are working on it, and they are talking about it.
Since the beginning of the war, there has been continuous daily shelling between Lebanon and Israel. However, for the most part, they have kept it under control. But Nasrallah's remarks came a day after the most significant escalation in these attacks. For Israel, Hezbollah is its biggest threat. They say they have about 150,000 missiles and rockets aiming directly at it. I spoke to an analyst from the International Crisis Group. He said that he doesn't think Nasrallah wants to escalate the attacks. However, as the area of operation expands along this northern border with Lebanon, more civilians could be killed, which Nasrallah has hinted could it mean an escalation in the violence.
Well, Sam, we'll keep monitoring this. Please stay safe. That's Sam Mednick live in Jerusalem. Thank you.